This series set in 80s Los Angeles is taking its time to come into focus, but it looks increasingly worth sticking with. This week, Teddy must put his huge arms deal on hold when his partner and small child pay an unexpected visit. The most harrowing scenes, however, involve Franklin excellent young Londoner Damson Idris, who looks on in horror as attempts on his behalf to retrieve the money he was robbed of take a brutal turn. This is what LA has become. David Stubbs' Robot Wars 8 p.m., BBC Two more geeky, radio-controlled destruction and, surprisingly, Team Behemoth are back. You may recall Captain Ant went viral last series when he stormed off in a huff after being beaten by a team of children. He has calmed down a bit since. Elsewhere, there's James, a medical student from Hereford, injecting some satire into proceedings with his creation Donald Thump, a spinning robot complete with a terrible hairdo. Dara O'Brien and Angela Scanlon preside. Ben Arnold The Last Post 9 p.m., BBC One another trip back to an unswinging 60s in British-controlled Aden, where there's a frantic search for the missing George. A subsequent arrest poses some uncomfortable questions regarding the most effective interrogation method, but there's a chance a convict incarcerated before the abduction might hold vital information. Allison struggles to cope with pregnancy, her only respite coming in friend and confidant Honor allowing her to open up about her affair. Mark Gibbings Jones Lewis Thoreau Dark States Murder in Milwaukee 9 p.m., BBC Two When we rolled up, says Lewis, as ever innocently stating the obvious, it felt a little bit tense. Since he's been riding with the police in North Milwaukee where gun crime is very high, that's not surprising. There's been a spike in homicides over the past 2 years, but how have gun laws and social tensions in this most segregated city contrived to create this environment? Lewis meets the family of Sylville Smith, shot by police in 2016. John Robinson Your Song 9 p.m. ITV Remember that dream where your favorite pop star sang Just For You here? This dream comes true for a few deserving fans. Those offering the one-tune treatment include James Arthur, who writes a song for a woman who established an anti-bullying charity Paloma Faith, who helps to celebrate a gay wedding in style, and The Script, who perform for a fan grieving over the loss of both her mother and her long-term partner. Emma Willis presents Jonathan Wright The Secret Life of the Ballroom 8 p.m. W is Strictly Hot's Up, the lukewarm ballroom show focusing on non-celebrity dancers has its last waltz. The 5 amateur couples have had their ups and downs over the last 3 months. Now there's one more chance to have for victory, but the final competition is not going to be easy because there's a jive to learn. Competitive couple Heidi and Deej have worked hard throughout the series, but will their graft pay off tonight? Hannah Verdi of The Gifted 9 p.m. Fox Normal is gone. Normal doesn't exist anymore. Former prosecutor-turned-fugitive Red Strucker Stephen Moyer is still in the clutches of Sentinel Services, the trigger-happy U.S. agency in charge of mutant affairs. Offered a deal to save his wife Caitlin and their volatile superteens, he must decide whether to betray the mutant underground. Meanwhile, the convalescent Blank struggles to regain mastery of her nifty, shifty portal powers. Graham Virtue Film Choice The Remains of the Day, James Ivory, 1993, 12:55 p.m., Sony Movie Channel Merchant and Ivory, Masters of Empire, give the Nobel Prize-winning Kazuo Ishiguro's novel a beautifully measured treatment, playing the cruel ironies of the class system for all they are worth. There are 2 marvelous performances at its heart: Anthony Hopkins, the butler who buries all doubt and passion inside, and Emma Thompson, touching as the new housekeeper who offers love. James Fox is hideously upper crust as Hopkins' neo-Nazi master. Paul Howlett The Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, Peter Jackson, 2002, 6:25 p.m., ITV2 Viggo Mortensen in The Lord of the Rings The Two Towers. Photograph All-Star New Line Cinema. It's all happening in the middle part of Tolkien's saga. The Fellowship is in pieces, with Frodo, Elijah Wood and Sam Sean Astin, Mordor-bound Merry and Pippin, Dominic Monaghan and Billy Boyd hanging out in the woods with the talking tree and Aragorn, Viggo Mortensen, Legolas, Orlando Bloom and Gimli, John Rhys Davies heroically confronting the horrible Arachai armies of Christopher Lee's evil Saruman. Paul Howlett The Dance of Reality, Alejandro Jodorowsky, 2013, 12:55 a.m., film for Chile's former wild child of underground cinema essays, a semi-autobiographical account of his childhood in the fishing village of Tocopilla. Things take a Freudian turn with the casting of his son as the director's brutish father, Jamie, and it's his journey into radical violence that takes over the second half of the film. An unusually poignant tale with lashings of exhilarating magical realism. Paul Howlett Live Sport ODI Cricket India v New Zealand Limited overs action from the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, 8:50 am. Sky Sports Cricket Premier League Football Everton v Arsenal, two struggling teams at Goodison, with Tottenham Hotspur v Liverpool to follow, 12:45 pm. Sky Sports Main Event Formula One. The US Grand Prix, can Lewis Hamilton clinch the title this evening in Austin, 7:35 pm. Channel 4.